welcome back to this channel. I am Izaga Janet, a 2021 Chevening Scholar. I'll be having my master's in energy management at Robert Gordon University. So in this video today, I'll be sharing my experience with the Chevening Study in the UK essay. And first of all, the disclaimer is that these are just my views based on my personal experience with the Chevening scholarship application. So I'll just share my views and the tips and everything I did that got me the scholarship. It's not the views of the Chevening Secretariat. So let me go into the question. So when you're applying for the Chevening scholarship, it's expected that you pick 3 different courses. So one very unique thing about this scholarship is that you have this liberty. There's no restriction. There's some scholarships that give you restrictions of the course you go for or the university you study at. But she didn't just give you like a blank check and ask you to pick from any school, any course in the UK. So you have that liberty to pick from any university, any course from any university. So now, here's the thing. Because you have that liberty, they are very, it's very necessary to know if you really know why you're going to the UK. So they don't want to just give you the scholarship because you just want to leave the country. So in this essay is very important because to show that there are reasons for that course. You know why you want to go for that course. There are specific reasons that made you pick the university, not that you just want to go to the UK like that. So when you are applying for the scholarship in the application portal, you'll be asked to choose 3 different universities and 3 different courses. So it's either you can either pick 1 university and then 3 courses in that university, or you pick 3 similar courses at 3 different universities, either one, or you can pick 2 from one school and then 1 from another school. But my own advice is that I would advise you pick 3 similar courses from 3 different universities, because there will be a time when there will be a deadline to submit an unconditional offer letter. So you don't just go put all your eggs in one basket, because what if that school you don't get admission for that course in that university or something? So just spread your chances, just spread everything across, so at least you're sure of getting an offer letter from one of those 3 universities. So another question I get, people ask me recently that do they need to have admission in those schools before they apply? The answer is no. Please, this is September already. I'm making this video in September, and you're watching this video now. The deadline for this application is November 2nd. Don't think that November is too far. It's not. There has not enough time to get your essays right, because some persons start writing their essays as far back as January already. So just for now, my own advice, my own personal opinion, forget about the application to the university portals first. Just forget that one and focus on the scholarship application. After November 2nd, you have the whole of November up till July to get an unconditional offer letter. Do you know I actually got my unconditional offer letter after I got the scholarship? Yes. After I got the conditional award of the scholarship, that's when I got my unconditional offer letter. I even applied to my school this year. I won't advise you to apply late, but I'm just saying don't dwell on fighting to get admission when you've not applied for the scholarship yet. So now, they'll ask you to pick reasons from the question. I don't have the question here, but the question is they're asking you to tell them why you chose the 3 university choices and those courses and why you want to study in the UK. So my own personal advice is that, first of all, you need to, don't just, someone asked me if they could talk about their first choice alone. No. Talk about your first choice, your second choice, and your third choice. Yes, talk about the 3 of them. And whenever people ask me about how I got the Chevening scholarship, how I was able to get it at my first trial, the first answer I'll give to you is, aside from the God factor, because I know I'm not the best, or I might not have been the best, but I was selected. Aside from God helping me get to this stage, one other advice I will give to you, and something that really helps me, is research. I will say it again, research. I cannot overemphasize the importance of research in getting this scholarship. You should research your university, you should research the UK, you should research your courses. Like, you need to research. Now, if you're applying for the scholarship, aside from this essay, for your other essays, I would advise you go through the Chevening website. The website has loads and loads of information, like most of the things I need, like if anything you want to know about the scholarship is there on the website, and they update this website very regularly. So please go and check the website, come to the website, there's lots of information there. I think when I was applying, I came across an article on the website where the interview panel, the essay panel, the scholarship essay review panel gave their feedback. So just go to the portal and search, what do they call it? Search the reading committee 2021 or 2020 panel review or feedback, something like that. So they gave their feedback about what strong applicants did and what other applicants that didn't get the scholarship, what they did not do or what they did wrongly. So you just go to the portal, there are lots of information there. Now, like I said earlier on, you need to talk about your 3 different universities. So what I did was, because they said you need to also relate, when you're choosing your university courses, you don't just go and pick your first university choice. For instance, you want to study mass communication, if there's anything like that in the UK, I don't know, mass communication, or you want to study journalism or something, and then your second choice, you're saying you want to study engineering. So there's this big gap between those 2 fields. So your fields should be related. You could say you want to study marketing in the first choice. Maybe your second choice could be digital marketing and something. Just somehow it should be related. There should be this relationship. Also, someone asked me if it's possible to do a totally different course from the course you had in your first degree. Yes, it's possible if, for instance, you have work experience in that field. So if, for instance, you studied English, for instance, in your first degree, but then you worked in a newspaper or a media house for about 5 years or 4 years, and you have a relevant experience in that field, and you want to go for your master's in journalism or media practice or something of that nature, it is very, very possible, because your work experience has given you this edge. You have an idea of what that field entails. But you can't just come out of the blues and then say you want to study medicine or public health when your first degree you had engineering or you had mass communication, as I always use here. So you can't do that. So you can also do that. Now, what I did was that in my first paragraph, I just talked a little about my experience. Yes, talk about my experience. How, for instance, if you're going for public health, it could be like something like, I'm so far in my career in public health, or maybe you've just done something in that field. You can talk about it briefly. And then I also talked about the issue in my country, my focal point, the problem I want to solve in Nigeria, which is in the energy industry. I talked about it briefly. I talked about that problem briefly, and how I need a master's. So now the need for the master's comes in to get the skills to solve this problem. After having that statement, I went to the next paragraph to talk about my first university choice. Then the next paragraph, I talked about my second university choice. The next one, my third university choice and course choice. And then the last paragraph, I just talked about generally why I wanted to study in the UK, and I just concluded. So people have been asking me what they could put like as the reasons for choosing those courses. And I can assure you that there are loads and lots of information out there that I can put. And that's where research comes in. So by the time you do your research properly, you see that there's so much to put that you might even you have so much to put that you have to take out some things. That's what happened to me. Yeah, that's what happened to me in my own time. So in my first paragraph, one tip I'll give to you is that you should just try to make it personal. Like, try to make those reasons personal to you. Don't just give general reasons. I know, yes, probably the school you want to pick is the top best school in the UK or the best in the world or the top 10 in the world, whatever. That's a good thing to put. But after that, what else? Every other person, or if they talk about the reasons for studying in the UK, most people are like, the UK has highly ranked universities. I'm telling you that 80% of applicants know that already, and they will definitely put that as the reason for wanting to be in the UK. but you should try to make it personal to you. Personalize your answers. You should have this personal feel. So it will be like there's a strong reason for choosing those courses and those universities that you want to go for. So I'll talk about what I put in my first university choice. So my first university choice was it was Robert Gordon University. Yeah, Robert Gordon University. And initially, my first course was oil and gas engineering. I actually changed it at the interview to energy management. So then I had lots of things to put about my university. Like, it was just so much. So the first thing I talked about was the location. I talked about the fact that my university was located in Aberdeen, and Aberdeen is the center of the oil and gas industry in the UK. So I would have an opportunity to network with professionals in my field and just that would help with my career advancement and stuff like that. I also talked about the fact that my university offered these internship opportunities for their students. So I can have the opportunity to go for internship in a company and get my hands on the job and something of that nature. I also talked about the fact that the course comes with this package where they will register you to become international members of the Society of Petroleum Engineers and the Energy Institute. That will still help to expand my professional networks. I talked about the fact that the course was accredited by the Energy Institute, and to make it easy for me to register and become a chartered engineer in the future, and something in that line. I talked about their ranking also. I think last year and even this year, the university was ranked, was tagged the Scottish University of the Year. And when it comes to energy studies and oil and gas engineering, the school was highly placed both in the UK and also in the world. They also had this stuff, TEF, Teaching Excellence. I've forgotten what it was then. That they were tagged that because of the high academic standard and their teaching delivery. When it comes to student satisfaction, lots of students talked about the fact that they were satisfied with the delivery of the lectures and everything. All that personal stuff I talked about is that one of my mentors was also and I finished from that university, and I could see that he had gone so far in his career. He had achieved so much in his career. So I believe that the school had a factor, and that course had a factor to play in his career advancement. So I also talked about that in my essays. One of the things you should please include as the course modules. Go to your university website and check your course. They will put the course modules. They will even put little descriptions of what the course entails and the skills you get and how the course will be delivered and everything. Please don't go and copy and paste. If you copy and paste, they will catch you. Yes, they will catch you, and then that might even disqualify your stuff. Just try to rephrase it, internalize what you've seen there, and just bring it out. So I talked about two of my course modules that I felt were relevant to my career advancements and my career goals. Yeah, I talked about that. What else did I talk about in my university again? I talked about the fact that the university was located was very close to the River Dee, and I'll have an opportunity to relax and just clear my head over a week or stuff like that. The modern university choices, I also did the same thing. I just talked very briefly about the university ranking, then I moved on to talk about the course modules, some important course modules. So I even researched the professors and lecturers for my coursework. I went on to LinkedIn to follow them and to check their work and what they were doing. I checked some of their papers they published, and I looked for something that was in line with what I wanted to do in my dissertation. And I thought about it, and I was like, so you could do that. You could go and check the professors, check what the work they're doing, check about something they're doing that is somehow related to your career plans or a work you can be like. It can be like Professor Joyce or something. I would like to work with her. She's doing this research, and I would like to join her in this research, or like my dissertation to be under supervision. That's another thing you can talk about, which is also very important. Talk about your course modules, the ones that are interesting, the ones that would help you achieve your career goals. One thing you should know again is that the Chevening Scholarship is an all-round scholarship. Aside from talking about the academics and everything, you should talk about the social place. So there should be this passion about you wanting to know about the UK culture. Now, it's not about you just going to the school again. What other fun activities do you want to do? I had to research. There are lots and lots of parks in Scotland, beaches. So I went out to check some names of these parks and beaches. They had the Maritime Museum, for instance, in Scotland, in Aberdeen. I talked about it. I wanted to visit that museum and some parks and some beaches and stuff like that. So you should research your city. Go out there. There are lots of information about your city. Just try to check things that are interesting to you. If, for instance, you're a football fan. Sorry, if you're a football fan, we talk about. There are lots of stadiums. There's Manchester. If you say you would like to visit this city to watch your club play live, there's so much thing you can talk. There are lots of plays they do. They have plays, and they have some theatre stuff they do in the UK. When it comes to arts and everything, they are very good. So you can talk about 1 or 2 events. Then my third university was University of Bradford. So I talked about some good things. The cost of living there was low. The cost of living in Bradford is very low. So I included that in my essay. I also talked about the fact that I would like to test the curry. It's a dish they call curry, because they have this competition every year they do in the UK, and for 5 consecutive years, Bradford was crowned the curry capital of Britain. So I was talking about the fact that I would like to try out that dish. So somehow, if you see from my examples, you will see that they were personal to me. They were somehow related to me. I want to talk about my final year project somehow in a way, because my final year, I had this project that I did. I was talking about the technology that we didn't have in Nigeria. Actually, I did a simulation for that thing that could help to eliminate gas flaring. So then I did my research, and I was trying to get data from the industry to help compare with the result I had done with the software I used for my simulation. But then no company in Nigeria had that technology. I did my research, and lo and behold, the company that had that stuff was in the UK. So I included that. I would like to go to visit that company subsequently, so I could maybe just see that technology for myself and just increase my knowledge or something, to see if I can work on that project or further that research. So that's something that is personal to me. If you're not from Nigeria, for instance, and you're not coming from an English-speaking country, you can talk about the fact that you would like to learn English or increase your English-speaking skills or something of that nature. Just check out. There are so many reasons, except you don't have a reason, but I know you do. It's just that maybe you've not researched. Just research. Check your school. On your school's website, they'll put their rankings. They'll put some beautiful things about the city. You go online and search interesting facts about if it's Wales, if it is Warwick, if it is anywhere, London. If it's London, there are things to see there. You can talk about some places of the UK that you had seen only in the movies, and you would love to have an opportunity to visit this place. It could be that your course offers internship. You could put it there. Just look for things in your school. Research. Let me just list it out again. Research the website of your university. Check the rankings. It's not, to me, I don't know, it's important, but if you still want to include it, you can include it. Check your course modules. Please talk about course modules in each of the courses to show that you have, to give them this vibe that you're interested in. You should be able to express your passion. You can't say you want to go and study a course you don't have passion for. So they should be able to feel your passion for that course. There, talk about the course, talk about the lecturers. You can check 1 lecturer or 2 lecturers. You can talk about a project your school is working on. So something else you should do is, please talk briefly about your experience. So they should just be like this storyline. This is my experience. This is the problem I want to solve. These are the courses I want to do, and then this course. So now my conclusion was something like, I just talked about the UK in general, why I'm just studying the UK, and then I said, because of this problem we have in this country that I'm passionate about solving, I believe that these courses from these universities would provide me with the skills needed to solve this problem I want to solve. So now, when you're talking, talk about your experience, talk about the skill gap that is lacking. And most likely in your course modules, when talking about the course modules, you could include course modules that can provide you with that skills. If you go to your course modules, I think there's sections where you will see outcome and blah, 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 like what the students will get from the course. So you could bring those skills and say, for instance, if it is, you could say it could be research skills. If, for instance, digital marketing, that is the course model, the course title, you could be like, Since I plan to be a digital marketer in the future, this particular course will provide me with the skills needed to do this. If it's entrepreneurship as a course, it could be like, as I plan to start my own digital marketing firm in Nigeria, this particular course that has to do with entrepreneurship will help me get the skills required to become a better entrepreneur. Something like that. Just find a way to link it to your future career plan. They should see that skill gap that is there, and how that course would fit into you will help you fill that skill gap that is missing, and then you put it out there, something of that nature. So please, when you write your essays, read it, reread it, give somebody else to also go through it, because there might be some typographical errors that you might not see, so that the person can see it and make those corrections. So please research your school, research the UK, research the city where your school is. I think I also talked about there could be some technologies that are just peculiar to your school. Like my school had that simulator lab for that course, the oil and gas engineering. So I said that simulator lab is just like a virtual representation of the oil and gas industry field. So I was like, having an opportunity to be in that lab, I would have a first-hand experience of what it's like in real life, or what it was like in real life. So it's something, don't look for personal reasons. Don't just say your school has a very nice canteen, or your school has a very nice hostel, or your school has a nice library. Most schools have all those things already. So there should be something else that is personal to you and to that course. It should just be that. Just for instance, my second university choice was my third university choice was University of Bradford, Advanced Chemical Engineering with Petroleum Engineering. Advanced Chemical and Petroleum Engineering, something like that. So that was the only school in the UK offering that course. So I stated that this university is the only school in the UK that has a combination of chemical engineering and petroleum engineering, and how I want to use the skills from the chemical engineering modules to solve problems in the petroleum industry, in the oil and gas industry, because my focal point was on energy and climate change, something of that nature. So you should just find a way to link it. Look for the course modules that had skills that you feel were lacking. They should see that need. So if, for instance, you feel you already have everything, you have the whatever it takes to solve your problem, to solve the problem you want to talk about in your career plan, then there's no need for a master's. There's no need. Why should they sponsor you? But you should just find a way to clearly show that there is this need, and that having this master's in the UK would help fill that skill gap, that thing that you're looking for, to help you solve your career or fulfill your career goals and career ambition. So that the need for the master, they need to see the need for that master's. So just try to put that. And like I said, apply to your school. Just focus on the application for the scholarship right now. Then from November, you can start applying to your universities. So I want to thank you for watching this video to the end. If you have any question, please put it in the comment section. I'll be able to respond, and if there is a need, I might maybe answer it in a video, or I could put all the questions together and answer them in another video. So like this video and subscribe, because subsequently I will drop more videos about the whole application process for the Chevening application. So good luck, and please, like I always say, don't feel discouraged, or don't feel you don't have what it takes. Just give it a shot, and you will be the next Chevening scholar. I'm rooting for you. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful time. Bye.